Hey there, guys. It's been some time since the last video, but today I wanted to discuss something with you because a lot has changed since my last videos. Today we're going to talk about being sober in the nightlife because that's a thing I've done lately. Um, so, and then you may ask, why? Why are you doing being sober in the nightlife? It's Many people think it's not fun, and why would you even go to the nightlife sober? Anyways, people usually have some religious reasons or health benefits of not drinking and all that shit. But I actually wanted to try if I could take 1 month off drinking, like a discipline kind of thing, because in the last month the drinking became very, very heavy. I was out too much, enjoying it too much, and that had to stop. So now I've the 1st of October, I no, this September, 1st of September. Guys, I need to get into this again because it's been some time. The 1st of September, I stopped drinking because of some personal reasons and all that. Anyways, my guys still wanted me to come in the bars and the clubs and all that. And of course, I enjoyed their company, so I couldn't say no. And I would experience how it is being sober in the nightlife. Um, First, off the bat, it's it's an uncomfortable experience for most people when you start out doing it, because everybody is like, they have no personal barrier and everybody's hella drunk, so, and you're not, so it's like everybody's around you, in your face all the time, a lot of noise and all that shit. If you're an introvert, it's probably not the best thing to do, but we're doing this because of the uncomfortableness in it, and try to enjoy it even though we're not drunk. Anyways, I started out in a pretty chill bar with my friends in a on a Wednesday actually. So when people go to the nightlife on a Wednesday, they usually do it just for a few beers, and then those guys that fuck everything up and then just go ham. And that's actually my friends. We usually just go ham. Anyways, so we came to the bar, and my friends are obviously, they want to get hella drunk, but I would like to try to get a little bit out of my comfort zone in this state. Um, so my friends, they started drinking so much, and then they became so drunk and invited everybody to our table, and that's where the uncomfortable part came, because you know, all these people around you, they are also drunk, and then they start asking you, why are you not drunk, why are your friends like so drunk and you're not? And then you gotta explain everything to them, and that's like all night. That's the only thing people will ask you. It's, why are you not drinking, why are you not with your friends, and why are you in a bar if you're not drinking? Anyways, I thought, because usually I am very when I'm drunk, I go all the way. So I'm not able to speak to anyone when I'm at my drunkest level. I can't socialize and all that. And I wanted to socialize, wanted to try to socialize without drinking, and do it as best as I could. Um, like for most guys, the reason they're going to the nightlife is because they want to um, talk to girls and so on. And I wanted to try that as well, but it's a little bit more uncomfortable when you're totally sober. And anyways, I started talking to the girls around the table, and showing interest, and they showed interest in me. And I discovered some things while talking to them. First of all, people come with assumptions at the start. They see you and you're sober, and they come with different assumptions. Um, they all thought I was like I was this good guy looking out for my friends or something. And I mean that's not a bad thing. Some girls like that, but it's most of them were like afraid to like uh, move on and flirt and do all the stuff you do in a nightclub with me because I was sober. They were afraid to like show a wrong side of themselves because I could see everything. So that meant that most of the girls at the table were keeping a distance with me because they thought they wouldn't get anything out of me because I was sober and they were not. Anyways, so I thought maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm too laid back, and like I should go out more and talk to the people in the bar. And at the moment, I was just sitting in my chair, and my friends were walking around and screaming and drinking shots and all that. But I thought, like, okay, let me go talk to some girls at another table, someone we haven't met before. So I just went over to two girls, started speaking with them. I had a fun time actually about that. Um, and they didn't ask me. They didn't ask me why you're not drunk or anything because for them it felt like I was like they were just having a fun time and I was having a fun time. And maybe that seems like a small thing, a big thing to do. No, wait. Maybe it seems like a small thing to do to just walk up to someone of the opposite sex and then just talk to them in a bar. It's a small thing because you usually do it when you're drunk and all that. But when you're sober, it's a hell of a big thing for most people because they're so uncomfortable with the thought of approaching people like that. That's why, like, most people won't approach other people on the street. They're too uncomfortable with it. It's mm, close to being the same in a bar, but not quite, because in a bar environment, people usually are just in the good mood and having fun and all that. While on the street, people could have just had a bad day, or they could be on their way to work, being busy and all that. Another thing you need to be aware of when going out drinking sober is the pressure from the people around you. You probably knew that already, but you're gonna have a lot of pressure on you because people are gonna ask you if you want to do shots with them or just keep pouring alcohol at you. Like, and when people get even more drunk, they will try even more and try even more and pressure you. So that's a pretty shitty thing, but you just gotta put it put it away. Like, don't think about it too much. Just try to have fun and have like this I don't give a fuck mindset. It's harder than you think, but you should definitely try it because you need that mindset when you are surrounded by a lot of people doing crazy stuff and saying crazy things. You just need to be I don't give a fuck. Like, anyways, back to the thing about speaking to random strangers in the bar. I figured out I always had a problem with like approaching people on the street. I was so uncomfortable with it. Um, but I wanted to try it in a bar and see how that felt. And it was actually very good. It was a good start because as we talked about before, in the streets people are busy and they don't really want to get approached sometimes and all that shit. But in a bar, it's a more chill environment. So that made me go out of my comfort zone, and that made me think, okay, I should try this more. I should go in the nightlife with my boys every time they ask, and then I'm gonna improve myself in the bar by speaking to random people in the bar, sober. And it did so much for me. It's like, yeah, even though not every conversation was very fulfilling or anything, just approaching people, talking to them, mostly girls, just made something for me. And I would very much recommend it for you guys. And also, when you're in the club sober, you see everything from a different perspective, and you actually listen to what people have to say. When you're talking to random people drunk, they tell all the stuff about themselves, but you don't really like hear anything. You hear it, but you don't get it. Like, but when you're sober, you actually understand what people are trying to say to you, and that makes the conversations much more interesting, and that makes you much more interesting. And the combination of you being sober and they being drunk, you can control the conversation more, and that's that makes you the one controlling it, and then you can steer the conversation wherever you like, whether it's for seduction purposes or just getting a friend. um, I tell you guys that there was a lot of pressure when you were drinking sober, and there is a lot of pressure, but there's also a lot of respect. People, when they hear the reason or why you're not drinking or anything, they respect you so much. They tell you like um, how much they respect you for going to the bar and the nightlife, even though you're sober, like enjoying yourself, even though. And I mean that makes it easier for you to stay in the nightlife sober. The next thing is that you'll have to stay for as long as possible, because during the night, the different phases in the nightlife. Like, people start out and they're not very drunk, they're getting a few beers, and then they become a little bit drunk, and then they go on the floor, dance, and then they get hammered. And you need to experience all the phases. So you can't just go home at like 12. You need to be there from 8 to the club's closest, like at 5 in the morning, because of these different phases. Um, it's actually very funny because you see things that drunk people don't. You experience stuff that are so funny, like incredibly funny. Anyways, guys, there's a lot to talk about my nights in the nightlife sober, and I will update you on the way, because I'm definitely not done being sober in the nightlife. I'll make another video where I talked about new experiences I had in like 2 weeks or something. Then I'll update you guys. Anyways, there's one last thing that most people would be happy to be without, and that's the hangovers. You can wake up in the morning next day and still feel good to go work out or go to your job and exercise or something. Yeah, you know, and that's probably one of the biggest benefits. So the deal is you need to try to get as much fun out of the night as you would drunk. It's hard, but you can do it if you just keep trying. And then the next day, you can be feeling very good about yourself. Okay, guys, that's it for me. But I will see you another time, and I will keep you updated. See you.